Education wins sales. When customers understand timelines, materials, warranties, and your process, they feel confident, and confident buyers say yes. At Roofing Business Partner, we work with roofing owners every day to help them build that kind of customer confidence through better questions and better proposals. In this video, I'll show you how to become the industry educator, what to ask, what misconceptions to clear, and more signed contracts. Let's dive in.
Educating your customers is one of the most effective ways to build trust and clear up the common misconceptions that buyers often bring to the table. Education and being the education leader in any industry is the goal. And whether it's about timelines, pricing, materials, or your process, what people don't understand can quickly become a hesitation. But if your buyers feel informed because you've educated them and they're confident in what's happening behind the scenes, they're far more likely to lean in and trust you with the job, because trust is everything here in a value-driven business. That sense of transparency doesn't just improve the customer experience, it also shortens the sales cycle and makes it easier to close the deal so that you can continue to build that value for your customers now and then compound on that later for future customers as well. And in our call, one of the first questions we ask is, what knowledge do you wish your customers had before engaging in the deal? It helps us highlight where education can play a role in creating smoother conversations, fewer objections, and where a more confident buying experience could really occur, right? With conversational shift. This kind of insight is also incredibly helpful when we're creating your hero pages. For example, we can include elements like a compare contractors page, which essentially acts as a live battle card in person with the customer. And that's something that clearly shows out how you stand out from every other roofer. It's a way to visualize the extra value you bring to the table. The goal is to help your buyers feel confident, informed, and secure every step of the way, because when customers understand the journey, they're way more likely to trust the process and the company that stands behind it. So we also ask a key follow-up question, and this is another one that I'll usually send out on an email before we even conduct the call, because I like the customer to ponder it. And it's, what's the most common misconception you deal with? This question helps surface the pain points and misunderstandings that can slow down deals or create friction with customers. Understanding where those basically disconnects between your client base and your presentation as a company is helps you better understand what I can do to connect better with my customers. And if you're not totally sure how to answer it, because sometimes we may have the ideas and we may think we know what it is, ask your sales team. Do their little bit of research, that field experiment. They hear these things every single day, from the first objection on the phone to the hesitations at the kitchen table. They're on the front lines of customer perception, and they're extensions of yourself and give you the ability to understand the market a little bit better. And when we identify these misconceptions, we can build content and messaging that proactively addresses them, so your team spends less time reacting and more time closing deals. Overall, education is everything, and this line of questioning gives us a deeper insight into how your customers think and how you think, Curly, and what we need to do to educate them effectively in our hero pages. When we understand where the gaps are, we can build messaging, tools, and content that fills them. When those tools are built well, your customers will feel confident coming into the ecosystem that is your roofing company. Your sales conversations get a lot easier, and ultimately, I've said this once before, and I'll say it again, you close more deals. To truly bridge the gap with your customers, you also have bridged gaps with your manufacturers and others, right? Relationship building as a business, and you've developed that relationship based on what fits best for your production needs, your sales strategy, and your long-term goals. In today's market, customers want to know that you're aligned with quality partners that you believe in what you're selling, and that the products you're backed are more than just price, they're quality. And when you highlight the manufacturer partnership the right way, it becomes a powerful part of how you build trust and sell more effectively. When a couple gets their roof replaced, I'm sure that they're thinking, I got a great material. And there is a little bit of bragging point when you go over to the next door neighbor's house and you say, hey, I got a new roof, and it's this roof with this material and these colors, and it's standout and I love it. And not only did that customer feel great because they bragged about it, but next thing you know, you just got the next door neighbor as well. And I'm sure a lot of you have been through that experience. So highlighting your products, highlighting your manufacturers, and highlighting that relationship builds more value than you could possibly know. So there are some main manufacturers in the space, and it gives us also an idea of why and who you prefer to stay away from. And when we design your SumoQuote experience, that information is really key. knowing exactly what materials, what colors, and where to put them. It's a little bit of work here and there, right? It allows us to tailor those pages and the proposals with the right visuals, branding, and messaging so that we can get it perfect for you guys. And so that when the customer sees on paper reflects what you guys truly stand behind. And at the end of the day, everyone's happy. So during this part of the discussion, we also get to learn more about your certifications and warranty offerings. This typically just opens up because you're talking about your manufacturers, your products, why you choose this and why you choose that. And we get to know specifically these little tidbits that we can build value on with by placing on those hero pages. And they're a big deal because they help build trust when you're with your customers. And when someone sees you're certified or can offer an upgraded warranty, it instantly adds credibility. And so we make sure to highlight these on your hero pages and inside your SumoQuote proposals so that your customers clearly see the benefits of working with someone who's recognized and backed by their manufacturer and other enterprise partners in the space. And at the end of the day, this call is really not just about business. It's a chance for us to get to know you. As CSMs, we thrive to build relationships and build value for you and to help fix problems and to constantly resolve. That's not only our jobs, but things that we strive for as people. We believe that the more personal we can get, the stronger our relationship with you becomes. Because when we understand your story, what drives you, what you've built, and who's been part of the journey, it takes the partnership to a different level. It gives us almost next level consulting framework. We don't want it to feel transactional, and we want it to feel like trust. We've laughed, joked, and even cried in some of these value extractions because that's what happens when you create space for real connection. And that's what makes everything we build together more meaningful, more aligned, and more successful. Not just for your systems, but for your entire business,